Ready for 20 dashcam videos you won't see anywhere else? Each week our fans send us their videos and we pick the very best ones to show you here on Wham Bam Dashcam. Buckle up because today's ride is about to get bumpy. Tiago was driving his Mitsubishi Outlander when he turned left through an intersection. The driver of a pickup truck approaching from his left barreled through his red light and T-boned the Mercedes SUV right behind him.
Oh my gosh.
The speeding pickup flew past the stop bar and into turning traffic, slamming into the SUV but missing Tiago's. He said he checked the local police department's website, but nothing about the collision was reported. Tiago told us he and his son Arthur are big Wham Bam fans, and they watch our videos every Sunday. If you're a fan, make sure YouTube didn't unsubscribe you so you won't miss our weekly uploads. Ron and Ralph were driving through Sebastian Inlet State Park in Florida when they watched another driver lose control, collide with the median barrier, then roll her car repeatedly. After the tumbling Toyota came to a stop, Ron and Ralph checked on the two occupants and discovered that neither was injured. Ron and a bystander had to pry the driver's door open so she could exit the car. Ron and Ralph provided their dashcam footage to the Florida State Trooper who responded, and they told us the highway was clear 30 minutes later. They wanted to thank Herman for buying them a dashcam. They also said they've been watching our videos on their For You page for a while, but it would mean the world to us if you'd subscribe. We appreciate the views, but clicking the subscribe button helps appease the almighty algorithm. Colby was driving down a California highway when a pickup truck ahead of him started losing a stack of brand new trash cans, one can at a time. One by one, the wind yoinked each trash can from the stack before yeeting it down the highway. The pickup driver, evidently oblivious, kept right on going until other drivers honked to get his attention and he pulled over. In the chaos, Colby couldn't avoid colliding with one of the cans, which damaged his front bumper cover's paint. The company who owned the pickup paid almost $2,500 to replace his bumper cover with a new one. This submitter watched the driver of an Acura TSX attempt and fail to thread the needle through Tuesday night rush hour traffic. The speeding Acura caused a collision that ultimately involved the vehicles of 6 innocent victims. One of them, a Subaru, spun completely around and ended up in the parking lot of a Lamborghini dealership. The driver of the Acura claimed his brakes had failed. While that might explain why he didn't stop, it doesn't tell us how he got moving so fast in the first place. Regardless, the Acura won't be going that fast ever again. Along with several other involved vehicles, the Acura was totaled by the collision after being mangled beyond repair. Our submitter provided his footage and a statement to the police so they could hold the driver responsible. Seth was approaching a traffic light on his way home when he noticed that traffic hadn't moved, even though the light had been green before he'd reached it. One of the drivers waiting in line, a cop, also noticed this not happening. The officer moved into the neighboring lane, probably to get a better view of the driver who had decided not to go when their light was green. When it turned green again, that same driver waited a full 10 seconds before moving. Whatever the reason, this was enough for the cop to pull the driver over and give them some instant-ish justice. Comment below and tell us what you think caused the driver to wait so long to proceed. This emitter was pulling a travel trailer with his Ford F-150 when he watched the driver of a Mustang Mach-E turn onto the highway ahead of him, facing the wrong way. Thankfully, nobody hit the meandering Mustang, and our submitter told us it turned into a parking lot shortly after. That leaves us wondering if they'd done this on purpose or on accident. The Mustang drivers aren't done yet. This submitter sent us footage of a Mustang clipping a Lincoln SUV, sending it spinning into the median barrier. Our submitter stopped and assisted the occupants of the SUV until first responders arrived. He wanted to thank his wife Shelby for convincing him to get a dash cam, and he also wanted to shout out his sons Miles and James. If you think Mustang drivers are bad, get a load of this Corvette. Ed was driving his Jeep Cherokee when the driver of a red Corvette pulled in front of him, clipping his Jeep as he illegally crossed double yellow lines. Thankfully, the Corvette driver admitted responsibility. The California Highway Patrol agreed, so the Corvette driver's insurance provider will be the ones fixing Ed's Jeep. He said, "Do not hit Jeeps with plastic cars." Words to live by, Ed. Layla was driving her Jeep on the icy roads of West Virginia when she was unable to stop sliding down a hill before striking a passing Nissan Rogue. Even though her dash cam shows she was only going 6 miles per hour at the time of the impact, she wasn't able to avoid sliding into traffic. The impact totaled both vehicles, but thankfully nobody was injured. Zach was on his way home after a long workday when the driver of a slow-moving Kia SUV cut across a gore point in front of him while he was going 55 miles per hour. Only by slamming on the brakes and slowing to 35 miles per hour was Zach able to avoid slamming into the back of the Kia Sportage. He said that as his tires screeched, he could see the Kia driver laughing in their side view mirror. Right after that, a biker who'd been behind Zach went around him to yell at the Kia driver before riding off. Zach told us the Kia driver then followed him off the highway, eventually flipping him off before parting ways. Yikes! Joseph was following a tow truck down the interstate when the car it was towing suddenly lost its bumper cover and Joseph wasn't able to avoid running it over. A pickup truck pulling a trailer was in the lane to Joseph's right, and swerving left at over 50 miles per hour would have been extremely dangerous. Hitting the bumper cover not only damaged his own, it also scraped the side of his Nissan. Joseph caught up to the tow truck and got the name of the business, then called the Indiana State Police to make a report. In total, $4,100 in damage was done to his SUV, and he'll be driving a rental vehicle until it's fixed. His insurance provider is pursuing the tow truck company to pay for the claim. Joseph told us he used our coupon code to buy his VIOFO dashcam. If you need one, get your discount in the video description. Michael spotted a Tesla behaving badly when a Model Y driver drove for hundreds of feet down the wrong side of the road just so they wouldn't have to wait in traffic like everyone else.
That Tesla man can't drive. That Tesla man can't drive. That Tesla man can't drive. That Tesla man can't drive.
Maybe we shouldn't be so hard on the Tesla driver. A pickup driver did the same thing seconds later. Keaton was shopping at a yard sale when his parked Silverado's dashcam captured an SUV driver pulling into traffic and getting T-boned.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Whoa!
It seems like the SUV driver badly misjudged the situation as she pulled out right in front of another SUV. She then panicked and reversed into another vehicle, making this a 3-vehicle collision. Thankfully, nobody involved was injured. Keaton's mother provided their dashcam footage to the victims as the drivers exchanged contact information. Anthony was driving 35 to 40 miles per hour when the driver of a white Volkswagen pulled into the road right in front of him. Thankfully, Anthony was able to swerve around the car, avoiding a collision. He reported the incident to the local police and sent them his dashcam footage when they requested it. Daniel was waiting in a turn lane when a pickup truck ahead of him drove up onto the median island, but watch what the pickup truck ahead of that one did. Out of nowhere, the pickup driver suddenly floored it over the divider and into oncoming lanes before slamming into a guardrail, wiping out and driving off the road. Incredibly, it doesn't look like the pickup hit anyone else. Daniel told us he saw other people helping as he continued, but he doesn't know what caused this incident. He also told us that our videos convinced him to get a dash cam. David watched the driver of a rental truck make a quick lane change in the middle of an intersection to avoid rear-ending another vehicle. But when the driver following it tried to do the same, they sideswiped an SUV. David pulled over and provided his contact info to the victim, and when they contacted him later, he sent them a copy of his dashcam footage. Aaron was driving down a highway in Ontario when an SUV driver dove across the gore point as they were coming down an on-ramp, clipping the passenger side of Aaron's 2007 BMW 328i.
Wow, you moron.
Both drivers pulled over and exchanged information. 2 days later, he was found not responsible for the collision. Sadly, his BMW was totaled due to severe suspension damage, and he was paid a settlement of about $3,500. Thank goodness Fernando was paying attention. Because that guy sure wasn't. Another driver nearly flew through a red light right in front of Fernando, and only by hitting the brakes was a collision avoided. Get off your phone, dude! This submitter was on his way home after lunch with his girlfriend when something really crazy happened. We're not British, so those of you on the other side of the pond should comment and let us know whose fault this was. I can't tell if what our submitter did was illegal, unsafe, or perfectly normal. Regardless, an SUV driver turned in front of him and he couldn't avoid colliding with it. Thankfully, nobody was injured. This submitter encountered a mail truck that was stuck in a ditch after getting high-centered. With his help, the mail carrier was able to get her truck back on the road. Nice job, Magic Bob. He told us he's been watching more Wham Bam Tesla Cam ever since his wife got a Model 3. Don't forget to watch our latest Tesla Cam episode if you haven't yet. Or you can watch this Dashcam episode that you haven't seen yet. Either way, be sure to subscribe before you go, and we'll have another video ready for you next week.
Wham, bam, we got a Patreon, man. Please support the show.